Conscious consumption for spiritual well-being. In the modern world, consumption has become a constant stream. Food, media, emotions, information, and material goods flow into our lives without pause. Yet few realize that what we consume shapes who we become. The Buddha taught that the mind is nourished by its nutriments, and that unwholesome inputs lead to unwholesome states of consciousness. Thus, the path to spiritual well-being begins with conscious consumption. To consume consciously means to recognize that every choice, what we eat, what we watch, what we absorb, and what we allow into our hearts creates karmic imprints. These impressions condition our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When we consume without awareness, we become vulnerable to restlessness, craving, and confusion. But when we consume with mindfulness, we cultivate clarity, balance, and compassion. 1. Nourishing the body with awareness. The body is the vehicle of practice. What we eat carries both physical and energetic effects. Consuming clean, mindful, and compassionate food supports health, stability, and inner lightness. Eating with gratitude transforms a simple meal into a moment of spiritual grounding. 2. Nourishing the mind with wholesome inputs. In the digital age, the mind is fed more by information than by food. Endless streams of news, entertainment, and online content can clutter the mind and weaken concentration. Conscious media consumption means choosing what uplifts, what deepens understanding, and what nurtures peace. It is an act of protection, guarding the senses so the heart remains clear and untroubled. 3. Guarding the emotional landscape. Emotions are also a form of consumption. To repeatedly consume anger, envy, or fear is to poison one's inner world. Mindfulness teaches us to observe emotions without identifying with them, allowing them to arise and pass without harm. Choosing to cultivate loving kindness, patience, and forgiveness becomes an emotional diet that nourishes spiritual well-being. 4. Cultivating simplicity in material life. Material consumption is often driven by desire rather than need. Simplicity frees energy, time, and mental space. When we let go of unnecessary possessions, we also let go of the subtle weights they place on the mind. True abundance is not owning more, but wanting less. 5. Spiritual consumption. Taking refuge in wisdom. The highest form of consumption is what we take into the mind through teachings, contemplation, and meditation. Consuming the Dharma, like receiving pure nourishment, strengthens insight and frees us from delusion. This is the food that supports awakening. Conscious consumption is not abstinence, it is awareness. It is not about rejecting the world, but relating to it consciously, compassionately, and with spiritual discernment. When we choose what we take into our senses, our body, and our mind, we choose the direction of our life. By consuming mindfully, we cultivate steadiness of mind, clarity of perception, gentleness of heart, and a profound sense of inner well-being. In this way, every small choice becomes a step on the path of awakening. To live consciously is to live in harmony with the Dharma, and to consume consciously is to nourish the seeds of liberation within us. If these teachings bring you benefit, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's spread the Dharma together to build a peaceful community for the modern age. Om Mani Padme Hum.